Hi everyone, thanks for joining me here today. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Irene, and in today's video we are going to be talking about some of the things that I am doing or incorporating into my 2022 habits and daily routines that I'm hoping that will help me make me a healthier, better person overall. So without further ado, let's get straight into this video. The first thing that I'm trying to incorporate more of into my 2022 year, I guess, is reading. So I personally really like to read self-help books or books that are like historical fictions. I love those. I used to have a huge Anne Boleyn type of the Boleyn sister obsession, and even like ancient China, like the imperial system that they had. I have a huge obsession with that sort of stuff. So I don't know, it's weird, geeky part of me. Anyways, one of the books that I've definitely come across that I am finding to be very helpful so far is this book called Atomic Habits, which I think a lot of you guys probably heard of by now. It just talks about how to build or break good and bad habits, and it's just been really interesting. I just finished it last night. I've even flagged the pages that I find to be particularly useful or inspiring, and then the rest I just like used a highlighter and highlighted inside. I am working on trying to build some better habits in my life. For instance, becoming more financially responsible, becoming more organized, or even just getting my fitness and workout routine established. So it's been really good. I think that if you're looking for a book that kind of gives you step-by-step instructions and even the reasoning behind everything, this book is really good. Closely tied in with the Atomic Habits book is the use of trackers. Now, you don't need to go ahead and buy trackers. You can easily make your own, but I personally got these. I ordered these last year from Infinite Lotus, and I haven't used them very much, but this year I'm definitely going to. Basically, the book Atomic Habits, he talks a lot about instant gratification and how our human brains are wired pretty much the same way that our brains were wired like 10,000 years ago or 100,000 years ago or 200,000 years ago, a long time ago. But basically he was saying how our lifestyle has changed so much that a lot of things nowadays that we do that is bad for us gives us instant gratification, but the things that we do that are actually good for us don't actually give us instant gratification. In fact, it requires us to sacrifice in the here and now for delayed gratification. In order for us to build positive, good habits in our life, we need to kind of reverse that a little bit and give ourselves some sort of instant gratification when we are doing something that's good for us. For instance, working out. You don't see the results right away, but you will over a long period of time. But the problem is we need to keep ourselves motivated to keep going to the gym, to keep eating healthy, to keep drinking water. And so he says that one of the easiest ways you can keep yourself somewhat motivated is to use some sort of tracker, a calendar, something, cross it off, because that gives us that instant gratification that we're looking for, and that gives us that extra little oomph to kind of keep going and keep pushing forward, and eventually that will help us build the habit, which will then obviously lead to much better results in the long run, which I find to be very, very, I don't know, amazing actually. If you think about it, it makes a lot of sense. The next thing that I am incorporating into my life and my daily routine is the use of my iPad mini right here. The whole purpose of me getting this iPad mini is because I have a planner, this one right here, that I actually do use. However, sometimes I don't feel like lugging this around. As you can see, it's quite thick and it does have some weight to it. And this is just a lot more compact. Not to mention, a planner like this has one function and generally one function only, which is to act as a planner. However, when you take it into an iPad mini, you can have a digital planner on here as well as like a huge assortment of different things you can do with this. You can play video games on it, you can hold conference meetings on this, you can record things, you can take pictures, you can, like, there's so many things. You can surf the web, you can play games, you can draw. There's so much on here. It's so multifunctional and I absolutely have been loving it. So on my iPad mini here, I actually have this digital planner that the Line Shop has kindly offered to give me like a voucher, and I used it. One of the things I used it towards was this planner, this digital planner, and I actually really like it. It's the first digital planner I've ever tried using. I actually do really like the layout of it, but it's got lots of tabs along the side. They're monthly, weekly, daily, all that stuff. Goals, habits, self-care, finances, notes, lists, all of that are tabbed on the side. So like the weekly planner, for instance, it'll take you to a weekly layout, and then you can plan out your week accordingly. Or if you go to the dailies, and you can go and plan your day out digitally. So you don't have to worry about printing anything. You don't have to worry about cutting anything. You don't have to worry about what do I do with this when I'm done with it? Like, do I throw it out? Do I recycle it? Like, it feels wasteful. So it's proven to be very worthwhile. The next thing that I've been using every day in 2022 to help me kind of be more active is my Apple Watch right here. So this is my Series 7 Apple Watch. This one has been really good. The Apple Watch, I find, has been fantastic, mostly for fitness reasons. It's great that it has functionality such as being able to read your text messages and being able to read your emails and being able to check the weather and the time, obviously, because it's a watch. But I find that I mostly use it for tracking my steps and closing my ring. So if you're an Apple Watch user or an Apple user or whatever, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. The rings is basically my biggest thing with this. I can't even show you. I'll show it upside down. But it's the biggest thing with this watch because each ring is a goal. So the biggest ring, the ring outside the red one, is basically your calories burned. The middle one is, let me remember, your exercise ring. So how many minutes in a day you've been exercising. And then the inside smallest ring, the blue one, is how many hours in a day you stand. And so you can customize these goals to your own personal preferences. And it's been really motivational because it keeps track of your steps and how many kilometers you've walked in a day, how many sets of stairs you've climbed, and you can input all of your workouts and everything, and it just tracks your calories burned. I find that it's very motivating when you have this type of feedback from something so small. You carry it around with you all day, so it's really motivational. Now the next thing that I'm going to talk about, I can't actually show you, but I mean, I don't need to because everyone knows generally what I'm talking about. It is Excel spreadsheets. I have always overlooked the power of Excel spreadsheets. But this year, one of my biggest goals is to become a little bit more financially, not a little bit, a lot more financially responsible, and to save a lot more and to just do better things with my money than just shopping, because your girl has a problem. Anyways, I've been doing really well this past month and a half, and I find that using the Excel spreadsheet has really held me accountable, and it's really shown me straight to my face, like I can't lie to myself and be like, oh, I just spent $10 there, $10 there. This week, this month, I haven't spent any money. And then you look at it and it's like, oh, well, my credit card's like $1,000 already for my no spending. So I've been using this Excel spreadsheet. It has been really great in keeping me accountable, and honestly it's been really motivating for me to not go and frivolously spend money. And so yeah, I've been really liking that. Going hand in hand with the Excel spreadsheets and keeping track of my finances, I wanted to show you guys this insert that I have in my planner that I use. Now some of you guys may think this is redundant, but I feel that it's helpful to have a digital copy and then a physical copy. I don't know what it is, I just like to have both. In my planner here I have I have two things. First thing is a budget tracker, which I use as kind of a tracker for how much money I spend for unnecessary things. What I mean is like my lash extensions, that's unnecessary. I don't know, maybe I ran out of blush and I needed to go run to buy a blush. These things that kind of just happen, I put into this budget tracker. This is the budget tracker that I'm talking about. And so this budget tracker is from Infinite Lotus, and I use this Infinite Lotus tracker to write down the date when I bought something, where I bought it, what it is, and how much I spent on it. These are, like I said, these are not recurring expenses like a bill or a subscription. These are literally things that I just bought. Essentially what it is. So I keep track of my spending this way here, but then I also purchased a finance insert from Rosie Papeterie. It's a collab with Papeterie Planning. It looks like this. It's really nice. I have my flags on it so I can easily find it. It has yearly goals in it and then annual overviews. Every month it has its own cover page, and it has a spot where just gonna cover up my numbers. There's a calendar and important dates and things like that. And then it also has spot for your income savings, your actual bills and subscriptions, and then any other expenses. So I'm just gonna show you guys in a new page. So for February, for instance, because that one's blank right now. So for February, it looks like this for the front cover. And then when you flip to the next page, It has the month of February for 2022 right there. You can put stickers on there or little jot notes for what's gonna come out of your account or what's gonna come in. And then right at the bottom, you have other things that you like, to-dos, or is it to-dos? Yeah, to-buys actually. Important dates, to-buy list, goals. So if you have a certain goal of saving a certain amount of money in that month or whatever, that's for you to write there. And then on the other side, it has income, savings, bills and subscriptions, and then expenses. So it's really well broken down for every month, and you just can't lie to yourself, I guess. At the back of it, it has a monthly overview as well. So it shows you a total area for your income, a total area for your bills and subscriptions, a total area to tally up your expenses, and then finally how much you saved and how much debt you have as well. So it's really well thought out, and I really love this insert. So if you're interested, I will link it down in my description box below. The last thing that I have been incorporating into my daily routine, and honestly I've been doing this since last year already, but I thought I would mention it, is getting a big water bottle that keeps your water cold. So this one right here is his massive one from Yeti. This here is a 1 liter bottle, and so they say ideally you should be trying to aim for 2 liters of water a day. What I do is I take this to work with me, and my goal is to try to finish the whole thing within a day of work. And then when I come home from work, I fill it up one more time, drink this the rest of the evening, and then I would have hit my 2 liter daily goal. And so I have found this to be extremely helpful, and the fact that my water stays cold just makes it that much more enticing to drink the water. This has been amazing, and I've been loving it. My husband even got me a smaller version with this beautiful teal color, this almost Tiffany blue kind of color, for days when I don't need to be leaving the house for so long. So if we're going out to run errands, this way I don't have to lug around this massive bottle that does not fit in any cup holder that I have in our vehicles, and this one does. So if you're trying to drink water, I honestly highly recommend you getting a water bottle that you like using, that keeps your water cold. You're so much more inclined to drink it if it's ready to go, it's cold, and you know, it's just so simple, but so useful and effective. So I hope you guys enjoyed all these little tips that I've shared with you guys on how I am trying to make myself a better grown-up, because adulting is hard, guys. Anyways, if you guys have any other suggestions for me, please leave them down in the comment section down below. And if you are going to try out any of these things, let me know how it goes for you, because I'd be very excited to see what you guys think. As always, thank you guys so much for spending your time here with me today. If you guys liked this video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!